Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Seahawk Central News, the top source for UNCW's campus news, entertainment, and sports. I'm Janae Randall.
And I'm Sarah Lively. As the new semester gets further underway, be sure to stay tuned to Seahawk Central News, which is available 24/7 online at tealtv.org.
This week, we bring you an interview to a UNCW professor, along with an outlook of a few events that are upcoming in the next week.
We will also catch you up on sports with Ben Tyson and the rest of the Seahawks sports staff, and the latest movie reviews with Chris Vickery.
Seahawk Central News starts right now. It's that time of year again. The Association for Campus Entertainment, or ACE, is pleased to present the UNCW Homecoming 2012. This year's theme, Teal Infinity and Beyond, was created for all Seahawks as a reminder that no matter where they go from UNCW, there's always a place beyond their goals. The homecoming festivities begin on Monday, January 30th and will run through Saturday, February 4th. Some of this year's highlighting events will include comedian Arvin Mitchell, Daniel Packard's live group sex therapy show, Dub Idol, a blacklight party, and a showing of the blockbuster movie Footloose, and UNCW's homecoming parade. As always, UNCW students, faculty, and alumni play a key role in the planning and success of all homecoming events and work to keep many traditions alive. Be sure to become a part of this year's tradition and participate in Teal Infinity and Beyond.
I love that theme.
I do too.
Brings back my childhood. Now let's go outside and chat with fellow students on Chancellor's Walk. Here's Rachel Nagel with Talk on the Walk. Rachel?
Deciding on a major is an important decision for all college students. Even more important is deciding what they're going to do with their degree once they earn it. I'm out here on Chancellor's Walk asking my fellow students just that same question. Let's hear what they have to say.
I'm earning my degree in marine biology with a minor in Spanish, and I plan on going to NC State for veterinary school and becoming a marine vet.
I'm earning my degree in nursing, and after I graduate, I want to go to graduate school, and I want to be a pediatric nurse practitioner.
I'm getting my degree, I'm dual majoring. I'm getting a dual major degree in environmental studies and political science. And when I grow up, I'm probably just going to hike the trail systems around the United States for a while, but eventually I'd like to get a job as an environmental planner in Costa Rica, planting some of the rainforests down there.
I'm earning my degree in criminology, and I plan on becoming an FBI agent down the road, first as an analyst and then hopefully an agent 3 years after graduating. So,
I am getting my degree in film studies, and when I graduate, I want to either become an editor or a fight coordinator for movies.
I'm getting my degree here in computer sciences, and I hope to eventually get a job either in computer repair or networking.
I'm earning my degree in marine biology with a minor in chemistry and a minor in French, and I plan on going to NC State veterinary school when I graduate and becoming an animal rehabilitator.
Yeah, I'm Scott Simmons. I'm a professor of archaeology, and I went to school at University of Colorado in Boulder and got interested in archaeology long ago when I was a kid, and my aunt got me a subscription to National Geographic, and I wanted to travel all over the world and do what archaeologists did. So now I'm lucky to be teaching it here at UNCW.
Yeah, I'm getting my degree in exercise science, and I just want to become like a personal trainer or like a strength and conditioning coach for like a soccer team or something like that.
Whether you plan to attend grad school, start a career in the medical field, or with the government, there's no doubt that UNCW is the right school to put you on the right track. I'm Rachel Nagel for Seahawk Central News, Teal TV.
Thanks to Apple, students will now have the opportunity to become more interactive and connected with their education. On Thursday, January 19th, Apple introduced a new textbook experience for the iPad called the iBooks 2. With iBooks 2, students can download their textbooks, making learning portable, engaging, and fast. The program is free, and books will cost up to $15 each. During the announcement, Apple acknowledged the various discrepancies students are currently undergoing with textbooks and noted that with the increased usage of the iPad 2, the company wanted to create a better alternative to improve education. In addition, Apple products may soon become more conveniently located for consumers. Target has recently announced its plans to add a mini Apple store in 25 of its retail locations this year. Although Target already sells some Apple products, this will bring a wider variety of products to consumers. Wilmington's own Target is hoping to expect the Apple Mini Store, as well as other small boutiques, sometime this summer.
We are beginning a new segment on Seahawk Central News, Professors Exposed. During this segment, professors will talk about what they teach and respond to students' comments about themselves and their teachings. Let's find out who lucky professor number 1 is.
My name is Mike Adams. I'm a professor here at UNCW. It's my 19th year. I teach in the Department of Sociology and Criminology. The courses I teach here are, I've taught Intro to Criminal Justice for 19 years now, about to take a little break from that because I'm on autopilot, but I also teach a class that I devised called Trials of the Century, a lot of fun. I teach also criminal procedure and law of evidence. But you're asking if I were to add something. I think it would be interesting to do a course on the First Amendment and original intent. I had originally intended to do that course this semester. We just had a little scheduling problem, so I might have to come back with that next year. Be very interesting to do a course on crime and reproductive choice. There's been some unfortunate things written about how abortion has lowered the crime rate in America substantially, and that's, I think, encouraging people to think that abortion is a good thing, and I think that's off, it's wrong, it's unexplored. I believe there could be a whole course on that, reviewing the case law on right to privacy and reproductive choice, and ultimately its effect on the crime rate would be fascinating and controversial, but controversy doesn't scare me, so you might be seeing that one soon, so fair warning. Wow, I appreciate that. Over the years, I've been told that I'm kind of a hard professor. I can't imagine that. It must be my exams. I'm pretty simple and straightforward and just generally test people, but I appreciate it. I'm glad to hear the courses are challenging, because sometimes I guess we forget what it's like to be an undergraduate, and there have been some times when I think I've been too easy on them, so appreciate that. Don't want to, everyone needs to be pushed a little bit, and so that's actually good to hear. Let's not test it. I don't want to teach anything whatsoever. Actually, I'm going to argue with that very nice person right there. That's a weird thing for me to do, sit here and argue with someone after they've issued a compliment like that. But I think that the material that I teach is so interesting. I think it's kind of hard to screw up, and I don't know that it's revolutionary, the teaching method. When I took a year off to continue education and went up to UNC School of Law, I can't believe it's been 13 years since I did that. I actually had some professors there that caused me to rethink things and change my teaching style a little bit, so can't take credit for that. Jim Orth, my property professor up at UNC Chapel Hill, and some of those others, they deserve the credit. So thank you, but I wouldn't be honest for me to take the credit for the teaching style. It's kind of a watered down Socratic method, like law school, to be honest. Yeah. Appreciate that, because the protection of tenure is supposed to give individuals just really an ability to speak out on controversial issues. So I hope someday we sort of move past this era of political correction and correctness in higher education and really start to develop a more free and open marketplace of ideas within the classroom. So I hope I'm setting an example in that regard, and that's why the classes keep filling up pretty quickly. So appreciate it. That was easy.
For this year's annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration, UNCW welcomed a well-known academic leader. Last Thursday evening, former MIT Chancellor Philip L. Clay spoke at Keenan Auditorium addressing the significance and origins of the song, Lift Every Voice and Sing. Clay is a Wilmington native and served as the first African-American chancellor of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology from 2001 to 2010. Nearly 90% of Keenan Auditorium was filled with students, faculty, and alumni for this historical commemoration.
A week ago, Wikipedia blocked its site out for a day while Google and other large internet websites put black over their logos. Many people were confused, but the blackout was done in a protest against the Stop Online Piracy Act and the Protect Intellectual Property Act, known as SOPA and PIPA respectively. These bills, which are currently going through Congress, would limit content allowed on websites and perhaps even cause some to shut down. Wikipedia's blackout featured a large sentence saying, "Imagine a world without free knowledge." This certainly caught the attention of internet users. According to the LA Times, Wikipedia reported 162 million people experienced the online blackout on their landing page. 8 million online US readers looked up their congressional representatives from the site. Google reported that as of last Wednesday, 4.5 million people had signed the petitions asking to reject the bills. The online action caught the attention of lawmakers as they will be working on alternative approaches to fighting online piracy within the next month.
Now let's head over to the sports desk and check up with Ben Tyson and the rest of Seahawk sports staff. Ben?
Hello there, Seahawks sports fans. I hope you're all adjusting well to your new classes. Let's get to the action. The Seahawk women's tennis team bested George Mason 7-0 on Sunday. Christina Lee beat Allison Wingo 6-3, 6-2. Angie Sekeli defeated Ashley Delaney 6-1, 6-1. Kelly Cameron beat Lisa Davis 6-2, 6-1. Elisa Ritchie breezed by Tori Zalewski 6-0, 6-1. Casey Dashiell bested Amber Peters 6-2, 6-2, and Christina Riley destroyed her opponent, not even allowing her to win a game 6-0, 6-0. The doubles team of Lee and Ritchie, Sekeli and Cameron, as well as Hells and Dashiell, each cruised to victory for the 7th point. Opening day for the women's tennis team was the day before in Richmond. The Seahawks beat Drexel 5-0 before falling to VCU 4-1. The reigning CAA champions, the men's tennis team, were honored on January 18th with the rings from the 2011 season. They played their opener the following day, proving that they are worthy of the number 43 national ranking they were given in the preseason. With a victory, the team came up strong against in-state rival Appalachian State and ended play with a 6-1 record, ousting the Mountaineers. The highlight of the tennis action was a match involving doubles pair Pedro Mole and Michael Riley. This one went right down to the wire, and some clutch shots were needed by both players to pull out the win for the Seahawks. In other season openers, let's head to the track where Ariel Lapid has the latest.
Hello, this is Ariel Lapid reporting from the UNCW Track and Field, where the UNCW Track and Field team opened their season on January 14th at the Navy Invitational. There, Will Zarodny set a new school record in the 1,000 meter. Here we are with the athlete now. Hello, Will.
Hi.
So, you set a new record in the 1,000 meter last year, then came back this year and set another new record. Can you talk to us about this accomplishment?
It's really nice to do that. We've been training pretty hard lately, and so it's nice to see the results from that. Last year I got second in that meet, setting the school record, so this year winning was a lot better. It's a lot better to enjoy it when you win and not come in second.
You're starting off on top this season, so can you give us a preview of what to look forward to for the rest of the season?
Well, this weekend we're going to the Liberty Invitational, and we're going to try and break the 4x8 record, our team there, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then from there we'll go to Penn State and Virginia Tech, and those are two real big meets that are fun to go to.
Thank you, Will. This is Ariel Lapid with Seahawk Central News. We'll see you at the next meet, and we wish the track and field team good luck on the Liberty Invitational this weekend.
Moving from the track to the basketball court, the Seahawk men's team is in the heart of their conference schedule. After falling 75-61 in Atlanta versus Georgia State on January the 12th, the team returned home to face the Drexel Dragons on Saturday, January 14th, who were hot off a victory against reigning CAA champion George Mason. Let's see how the Seahawks fared against the Dragons.
Starting things off, Adam Smith finds Keith Riddleman in the post, who goes over his defender, Ruffin, and the foul. Riddleman will be helped up by his teammates there. Then Riddleman gets to the ball, flies past Ruffin and dunks it home. Huge dunk there. Here he gets the ball and would miss the shot. Gets the offensive rebound, puts it back for the deuce. No foul called there. That's a recurring theme here, showing his footwork and his range against the defender. For 2 points there for number 2 here. Riddleman hacked once, gets the ball back, hacked twice, hacked a third time, and the foul. Finally, the foul is called. But that wasn't good enough for Buzz Peterson. Teed up once, then teed up a second time. He's ejected, letting the referees know his feelings there, looking more like a linebacker than a former small forward. He would even go out to midcourt to let the referees know how he feels. Just saying, hey guys, I'm just trying to do my job here, just trying to coach. You do your job, call the fouls. He would be escorted off. And he would be escorted off by Coach Brooks Lee, and then assistant coach Jamie Kaczmarek meeting Bruiser Flint. There you see Buzz dejected, ejected, gets a little love from Mohawk, and Buzz has left the building. We'll return to the action where Adam Smith gets the steal, fires it ahead to Freddie Jackson, who makes a Swisher sweet layup there. Great play by the New Hanover product. Then here we have Jackson, great head fake, finds Keith Riddleman for the big dunk in the post. The head fake is what sold the defender. Here Adam Smith from way downtown from NBA range, that's good. However, Daryl McCoy puts back the missed three here. Final score 79-57, Drexel.
The Dragons picked up their 10th win in 11 games. Keith Riddleman led all scorers with 23 points, and he had 9 rebounds as well. The officials ejected Coach Buzz Peterson, as you saw, 7 minutes into the second half, with the score 53-34. Assistant coach Jamie Kaczmarek took over as Coach Peterson served his 1-game suspension 3 days later, when the team followed that up with another big conference game against the James Madison Dukes on Wednesday, January 18th. Let's roll those highlights.
We'll start things off with 18 minutes left in the first half. Adam Smith takes the ball, passes defender, stops, pops, and makes the elbow jumper from about 19 feet out. Then KK Simmons has a 23-footer of his own. That's good for 3. However, on the other end of the court, it would be Humpy Hitchens. Yes, that's his name, getting blocked by Cedric Williams, number 40 there for the Seahawks. Here, Adam Smith takes the ball, sizes up his defender, and drops a 3 with the teardrop, the rainbow, whatever you want to call it. It's good here. Dante Morales with the great pass, finding Freddie Jackson, the New Hanover product, in the corner for the 3. It's good. Dante Morales here for the 3. That's good, and he is fired up after that one. Morales had a big game showing his junior leadership. We would move on here. That would be a miss. Keith Riddleman picks it up. The miss by Freddie Jackson, puts it back, and the foul. Riddleman showing his presence as a domineering big man in the CAA this year. He's averaging in double figures here. Morales with a big, getting big in the post over Seamanov. Here, Keith Riddleman, the huge block. Morales with the rebound. However, it just wouldn't be enough. Humpy Hitchens had 24. That's his number. He had 24 points on the day. There, the big jumper in the lane. Here he gets the assist to number 1, blocked by Trevor DeLoach, however. And DeLoach is fired up, trying to get the Seahawks back in it. It's about a 5-point game at this point. However, final score, UNCW 61, JMU 69.
Buzz returned to the sidelines on January 21st when the Seahawks traveled to Williamsburg, Virginia to face off against the William & Mary Tribe. Led by Dante Morales and Tanner Milson, the Seahawks won 68-66, shooting 56% from the field. Morales had 16 points. Keith Riddleman had 15 to go along with 11 rebounds. Milson and Adam Smith had 12 of their own. The Seahawks snapped a 3-game losing streak, then headed to Fairfax, Virginia to take on the league-leading George Mason Patriots on Monday, January the 23rd. The Seahawks gave it their all, but eventually fell 67-61. Senior preseason first-team All-CAA Ryan Pearson led the Patriots with 20 points and 12 rebounds. Freshman guard and former New Hanover Wildcat KK Simmons led the Seahawks with 18 points. The Seahawks returned home on Wednesday, January 25th to face off against the Old Dominion Monarchs. Full highlights from that one on the next Seahawks Central News. The Lady Seahawks played 3 games since we last aired. First, they traveled to Delaware to take on the U of D Blue Hens. The Lady Hens cruised to victory 69-37, improving to 13-1 overall and 4-0 in conference play, leading the CAA. The Seahawks then went into battle with George Mason at home on Sunday, January 15th, winning 61-53. Junior guard Jessica Freeman led all scorers with 18 points. Sophomores Abria Trice and Alicia Andrews scored 16 and 15 points each. Junior forward Carnicia Garrett scored in double digits as well. The score was tied at 39 with 9 minutes remaining when back-to-back threes by Freeman and Andrews put the Seahawks ahead for good. Following that game, the Seahawks faced off with VCU at home in a thriller. To the highlights.
Starting things off early, Alicia Andrews finds Abria Trice for the three over her defender. It's good. Trice using those long arms to get the three here. Carnicia Garrett finds Jessica Freeman for the fast break. That's good. 2 points for the Seahawks. At the other end of the court, Alicia Andrews to Carnicia Garrett. Great ball move. Finds Iula Weaver in the post. And the foul. It's good. She would make the free throw here. Weaver, the double pump, blocks her VCU defender. And will find Abria Trice, who stops and pops for about the 14-foot jump shot. It's good. Nothing but the bottom of the net on that one here. Alicia Andrews looking for the lead late. VCU would stick around the runner, and you can see it. It's good. That would give the Seahawks the lead, but VCU would take it on the other end of the court. Here, number 42, Chelsea McGowan, the offensive rebound and the foul. That's good. Gets a chest bump from her teammates and a lot of love there. Here the Seahawks trying to make it a 2-point game. The free throw would be missed. VCU one last shot. It would be no good. The Seahawks would go on to win 57-56.
And in one final note, UNCW swimming stars Michael Williams and Carly Tanner were honored with Colonial Athletic Association Swimmers of the Week awards on January 17th. Williams won the 100 freestyle with a time of 45.97 seconds this past weekend. Tanner won both the 100 and 200 breaststrokes and contributed to the winning 200 free and medley relay team victories. The teams host Wingate on January 28th, at the Seahawk Auditorium. See you next time. Keep on keeping on.
The 4th annual Cold Stroke Classic was held last weekend at the Blockade Runner on Wrightsville Beach. Reporter Jill Capodanno was there to catch the paddling in action.
I'm here at the 4th annual Cold Stroke paddleboard race, where competitors that are from local areas as well as up and down the East Coast have gathered to show off their skills in either a 3.5-mile race or a 7-mile race. Let's see what some of these paddleboarders have to say. So Aaron, the conditions looked a little rough out there today. Can you tell me something about that? Did you fall off your board a few times during this race?
Yeah, fell 4 times. Yeah, not 5, just 4.
Now, is it hard to get back up after you fall, or with the waves that are out there today?
No, but each time I did fall, I fell twice, so it wasn't 4 individuals, two quick ones. But the water's cool. Once you take the suit down, you jump back on the board pretty fast, because when you're up on it and you're paddling, you're pretty hot. But when you hit the water, it's a good motivation to get back out quick.
So how many years have you been paddleboarding?
Oh, I just started a year ago, and this is my first race.
What kind of training goes into paddleboarding?
I do a lot of core training, just working out at home, and then a lot of paddleboarding. And I do more surfing on the paddleboard than anything. So with the waves, I think it kind of helped me a bit. But really just getting out there regularly and doing a lot of steady rowing.
Okay, Kevin, you were the first person we saw come in today. Can you tell us how many miles you did and how it felt to be the first person to finish in this race?
Well, it's just under 4 miles. It's about 3.5 miles, one lap. And so the elite race is 7 miles. And I didn't really feel like I've been training enough to do that. So I thought I could get one good lap in, and that was what I intended to do. And I was fortunate enough to win. So it was fun.
Now, I'm not a paddleboarder, but the conditions out there don't look so great. Can you tell us a little something about the waves today and how that impacted your race?
Yeah, well, it's just like any outdoor sport. You kind of have to take whatever conditions are happening that day, and it would have been wonderful if it was sheet glass and 80 degrees, but we had 25 knot winds and choppy seas, so it definitely makes it tougher going into the wind, going crosswind. This little end part here is that's the toughest of all, and it's right at the end. So I fell down 3 times right at the end here, and I was very frustrated. But anyway, it was a good race.
As you can see, conditions may not have been ideal for paddleboarding today, but these competitors love what they do, and they're eager to come back next year. Until next time, I'm Jill Capodanno, Seahawk Central News, TLTV.
Now it's time to hear what news comes from the big screen. Here is Chris Vickery with Critics on Campus.
Thanks, Janae. Welcome everyone to Critics on Campus, where we review the latest movies in the Wilmington area. I'm your host, Chris Vickery, alongside my co-host for the day, David Sorensen. Now, this week, as always, we have 2 movies that we're doing. The first of which is Haywire from director Steven Soderbergh, who also did the Oceans movies, Oceans 11, 12, and 13. And this film is about a woman named Mallory, who is a freelance operative for an espionage company, and she basically gets framed for a major crime and has to clear her name. and a lot of action that goes along with that. But what did you think of this one?
Overall, I was very, very impressed with this movie. I was a huge fan of Ocean's 11 and was a huge fan of Haywire as well. Great action scenes, really good fighting scenes. This movie really did it for me, Chris.
Yeah, and stylistically, it's very similar to like the Ocean's 11 style. The music is the most notable of those. It's very cool, kind of jazzy, kind of new age stuff, but also just the reveal of information is very subtle, and it just is spaced so evenly that you're along for the ride the whole time, and Soderbergh really does take you on a ride.
And it was a fun ride to be on.
Definitely. Out of 5 stars, what would you give this one?
I would have to give this 4 stars, Chris.
I would have to give it 4 stars as well. Now, the next one that we did was Underworld Awakening, which is the 4th in a series of movies about the war between vampires and werewolves. And up until this point, the humans are pretty unaware of these vampires and werewolves. But this 4th movie is about them finding out and going on the offensive. And then Kate Beckinsale, the lead character, has to kind of turn the tide, so to speak. What did you think of this one?
Overall, honestly, it didn't do it for me. I didn't enjoy this movie because I didn't see the first couple of movies. And there was so much that went on in the first 3 movies that I just had no clue what was going on in this 4th one as well. The Lycans, the Death Dealer, the vampires, all of that. It just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, and I have seen the first 3 movies, and a lot of it kind of went over my head, too. There was just a lot of incoherence in the plot. There were some great action sequences. There was some pretty impressive CGI. But overall, the story just kind of left you out in the cold. It wasn't very impressive. It felt like an hour-and-a-half long setup for the 5th movie. But out of 5 stars, what would you give this one?
I would have to give this one 2.5 stars, Chris.
I'd have to agree with you on that. Not as bad as some of the movies I've reviewed on this segment, but certainly not as good as some either. But that's all for this week. As always, this segment is brought to you by Carmike Cinemas. Stay tuned next time for more reviews of the latest movies coming to the big screen. Once again, I'm your host, Chris Vickery, alongside David Sorensen. See you next time.
UNCW's annual All-Student Show will be on display from February 23rd through April 3rd in the Bozeman Art Gallery, located on the 2nd floor of the Fisher University Union. This exhibit features the work of students, and in previous years around 100 pieces of work have been displayed. The submissions include photography, acrylics, ceramics, sculptures, drawings, and watercolors, among others. A UNCW alumnus is selected to jury the show and choose awards for student pieces, including Best of Show. This particular piece is purchased for the Fisher University Union's permanent art collection. Student artwork submissions and applications are due to the Campus Life Office, room 2041, located on the 2nd floor of the Union by 5 p.m. on Friday, February 3rd.
Now let's check on what's going on this weekend with our weekend weather and activities update. Here is Laurel Servicki with more.
Hi fellow Seahawks. This is the weekend update for Friday, January 27th through Sunday, January 29th. On Friday, you can expect scattered thunderstorms with a high of 67 and a low of 47. On Saturday, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 62 and a low of 35. And on Sunday, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 54 and a low of 33. For those of you traveling to Beech Mountain this Saturday to ski and snowboard, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 43 and a low of 23. Now let's take a look at the events taking place this weekend. On Friday, the movie 50/50 will be playing at the Fisher Student Center in Lumina Theater. Showtimes are at 7 p.m. and at 10 p.m. On Saturday, the movie Midnight in Paris will be showing at 8, and on Sunday, the movie Radio will be showing at 7 p.m. Tickets are $2 for students and $4 for non-students, so invite your friends to watch a great movie. Don't forget to show your Seahawks support on Saturday when the swim and dive team meet Wingate at 2 p.m. in the Seahawk Natatorium. That's all for the weekend update. Have a great weekend, everyone. Back to you, Janae and Sarah.
Well, Seahawks, that's all for this episode of Seahawks Central News. Be sure to stop by tealtv.org to catch each episode of Seahawks Central News. Until next time, I'm Janae Randall.
And I'm Sarah Lively saying, so long, Seahawks.